Hey everybody, welcome to Back from the Dive. I am Jordan, and we're here to talk about wisdom teeth removal. Terrifying, right? After years of avoiding it, I finally went through with it. And today I'm here to spill all the details and what led up to it, the surgery itself, and my recovery. I'll also answer some common questions about how I felt, what surprised me, and my advice for anybody who is nervous to take that step. Well, let's dive in. Why did you put off getting your wisdom teeth removed for so long? Honestly, I was very fearful. My orthodontist actually suggested it before I got my braces done, and I was terrified of the idea. I just wanted my braces in and get that through and done with. I didn't think about how the wisdom teeth could affect that in the future. I convinced myself it was not necessary. My braces were for 18 months because I had an overbite and it was messing up the enamel on the back of my teeth. 18 months later, I got my braces off. My wisdom teeth started hurting and feeling weird, and it hurt to eat. So I decided to go in. I knew I couldn't ignore my wisdom teeth anymore. After paying for braces out of pocket, which were like thousands of dollars, I did not want to go through that process again. And I didn't want to mess up all that time I spent working on my teeth to get them better. How did you decide on the type of sedation? Well, I had a choice between IV sedation, which completely knocks you out. There was cheaper options. You could choose this anxiety medication or laughing gas, or you could combine the two. I didn't want to spend a lot of money, so I decided on the medication, which was lorazepam, and laughing gas combined. Though, funny story, I never actually got the laughing gas. I had just got lorazepam in the end. They did not administer the laughing gas. How did you feel leading up to the surgery? I was really nervous. I was very anxious. Actually, 5 days before my appointment happened to get my wisdom teeth removed, my left cheek got infected. I could barely open my mouth. It hurt so much to talk. I was at work having such a hard time talking because that's mainly what I do in my job. I panicked because I thought it would mess up my surgery. I've been waiting so long for this surgery. I had to wait for them to get back to me, and I had to have my appointment a month or two in advance. That's how far back it was booked for that person. So I've been waiting a long time, and I was afraid that this infection would ruin that appointment. So I called my dentist, and I went through a few calls, a few different people trying to help me. Ultimately, they decided that I needed to call the emergency dental line. They gave me some antibiotics. The antibiotics actually made the infection go down, which was nice. And in enough time, even though it was still slightly painful, I was still able to go to my appointment. So if your mouth somehow gets infected the week before your appointment, it is fixable and they can help you, and just make sure you talk to somebody, ask questions. What was surgery day like? It was actually pretty smooth. It was nerve-wracking though. I woke up early. I had to take 2 of the lorazepam tablets an hour before my appointment, and then 1 when I got there. So before my appointment, I brought things that were a comfort to me because I knew I'd be anxious and it would be hard for me. So I brought a blanket. It was a nice little fluffy blanket because I love fluffy things. And I had headphones, which you can wear headphones, whether they be noise canceling or you can listen to music. I brought the ones you could listen to music with. I have a Gojo plushie, and I brought him with me because he's my comfort. Once you arrive at the facility, they also have a comfort menu that you can choose from, and they have things like earplugs, the stress balls, a pillow, so many things. I ended up grabbing the pillow because I thought out of all the options that was the one that sounded the best to me. I could feel the lorazepam start kicking in when they started, but I still wanted that extra one that they tell you to take when you arrive. And they started working on my mouth, and I realized that's when I was like, I don't think they gave me laughing gas. I think they just had me take lorazepam. I was just like, well, they're already at it. Let's get this through. They're like numbing my gums already. So I just went with it, and that's that. Did you panic during the procedure? Yes. When my nerves started kicking up was when they started injecting the lidocaine. I am afraid of needles in general. So I think even when in my drugged up mind, I knew I was getting a needle, and my body started reacting to that. I was shivering, I was automatically cold, which is actually the same reaction I get when I get a shot from the doctor. And at one point, when they're putting the lidocaine in, I thought the surgeon was evil, and I was terrified. The surgeon's eyes looked super huge, like those googly eyes from the store. I just looked into his eyes and I saw these giant googly eyes instead, and it freaked me out. But the sad part is my headphones never started playing music, so I was hearing everything the whole time. And that part actually, surprisingly, hearing the sounds and all that stuff while they were working in there did not bother me as much as I thought they would. What did you do after the procedure? Well, there's a lot that happened after my procedure, and a lot of it I don't remember, but then kind of remember. I was weird and completely high on the meds. I had the cotton balls in my mouth, just chilling, you know. My sister Izzy was actually the driver, because when you get this kind of procedure, you need somebody to drive you, especially when you're taking medication. We decided to do a few things, so we stopped by Bentley's, a coffee shop first. I got something, I don't quite remember what I got, which is kind of reminiscent because every time I'd get a shot when I was younger, my mom would take me to get a smoothie or an ice cream. But anyways, on my way to pick up the medication, I ended up getting my mouth so much full of blood from like saliva from having the cotton balls in my mouth that I ended up just spitting my blood into the bushes outside the clinic. And Izzy said that I was probably the one that people thought was being admitted into the clinic. But nope, I had my wisdom teeth removed. On the way in, I had my Gojo plushie in the car, and I told her that he would be there to watch our drinks, that he would protect the vehicle and our drinks somehow. And I fully believed it. I was a mess. And it was terrible. But once we got my medication and we got back to the house, then we mainly just sat on the couch and watched anime. Because anime, right? That's what we did for the rest of the day. Honestly, not a bad way to recover, right? How was recovery? It was actually pretty good. The first evening was when the pain really started kicking in, because once the medication wears off, then you start feeling a little bit of the pain. It was achy and, you know, it hurt to the touch and all that stuff, but it was manageable. I took like ibuprofen and Tylenol. I only had 2 wisdom teeth removed, so I had my top left and my bottom right, so opposites and, you know, different sides. This one here was erupted, while this one down here was impacted and it needed more of that surgery, more to uncover. This one was just like pulling any other tooth, so that one actually healed way quicker than this one. The one that had already erupted actually didn't really hurt after the first day. It was mainly my impacted one, the one on the right here. Yeah, this one was sore for a few more days than this one. I stuck with eating soups, and I drank protein drinks to get my protein. Had some mashed potatoes, mac and cheese, really soft food to help, because you don't want to really chew and all that stuff with your wisdom teeth. And actually by day 4, I did not need like the ibuprofen and Tylenol anymore. It didn't really hurt that much. And after 2 weeks, then all the pain was gone. I did have like a tiny little hole from the healing in my gums here, because the dentist said that the bone takes a little bit more time to recover. It didn't really hurt, but there was still like a little pinprick hole over there where it was healing. Were you able to keep wearing your retainer? Yes, I was absolutely able to keep wearing my retainer. It was actually one of the questions I asked before I got my wisdom teeth removed, because Again, I didn't want to mess up what my braces had done for me, and I was worried that I'd be off my retainer for days and it would mess up my teeth. Well, I asked them and they said it should not affect anything. One of my biggest worries, when it was all said and done, it didn't affect anything. I had like the plastic clear retainers, and it actually didn't go all the way that far for each side, and so they healed nicely. But I also clean my retainer every night. The pain didn't really hurt that much because, it's kind of sometimes it's a little snug when you put in your retainer. And while I put them on to slide on my retainer or even take them off in the morning, I wear my retainers at night and not throughout the day. I'd already worn my retainer for a year, and so now it's just nighttime that I wear it. It didn't make my teeth any more tender. It was actually pretty cool, and it was so relieving to know that I could still wear my retainer. And all that hard work and time spent fixing my teeth, it didn't hurt it one bit. What surprised you most about the whole experience? What surprised me the most was how quickly I recovered. I thought I would be out a lot longer than I thought I would. Granted, I did take I think like a whole week off of work. Not everybody can do that, and I totally understand that. But I think that also kind of helped me recover because I didn't have to deal with working and the pain and doing all that kind of thing. By day 4, I barely felt any pain at all. I did not expect it to be that quick. 4 days is still 4 days, but thinking surgery and all these different terminologies, you think, wow, I'm gonna take a long time to recover. And staying awake during the whole surgery and only being on lorazepam wasn't as terrifying as I thought it would be. Even after my anxiety, I still just got through it and pushed forward. And in other terms, it was a good experience. It wasn't a bad experience. I'm so glad that I did it. Any advice for people nervous about getting their wisdom teeth removed? One of the first things I would say is ask questions. Ask all the questions. Don't be shy, so you're not put on the spot and you don't know what to ask. I would take a second before your appointment, or even days before your appointment, write down some questions that you would like to ask so that way you remember. But just ask the questions, because knowing just might give you some feeling of reassurance and be able to not worry about it. And as a person with anxiety, asking all the questions really helped me feel more prepared for the experience. And remember to bring your comfort items. Like I said, mine was a blanket and 𝐥𝐤𝐤 and, headphones. And when you bring headphones, make sure they play for you. Make sure to stock up on soft foods and get your protein in, like protein drinks, or I even got some of those green smoothie drinks from the store. Anything you don't have to chew, and you'll be so glad you did. So that's my wisdom teeth journey. If you have any questions that I didn't cover, drop them in the comments below and share with me your wisdom teeth journey. I would love to hear them. I would love to hear your guys' stories. And if you're about to get yours out, don't worry. Just remember what I told you, and hopefully your experience will be a great one. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell for notifications so you don't miss my next video. And thank you for watching, everybody, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.